The Ontario men's team for the 1993 Canada Cup was an immensely talented group of athletes who came together in a dominating fashion to win the gold medal. Selected in 1991, the team consisted of players from the GTA, London, and small towns like Gloucester, Orono, and Cloyne. Led by Ferlani legend Brenda, Willis, and Hall of Fame coach Dave Preston, and captained by Dustin Reed and Paul Durden, the team had great leadership. What they needed was to come together as a team. The team would hold annual camps at Queen's University during the summers where they would train their skills on the court and their camaraderie off of it. The coaches even had them sleep on mats at the wrestling room in a slumber party. Their first major test against other top-flight opponents in competition came at the 1992 National Team Challenge Cup in Calgary. The team performed well throughout but lost a close fifth set in the final to take silver. Although Dave Cantor, Jeff Chung, and Durden were named to the tournament All-Star team, there was a general feeling within the group that they hadn't quite hit their stride. As spring turned to summer in 1993, the team would play exhibition matches against teams competing in the World University Games and one at Brock University against the Australian national team as a warm-up for an exciting upcoming adventure. Hernan Jimena, the technical director of the OVA at the time, had helped organize a tour of his native Chile, where they would face off against a host of local teams. The team departed July 8th on a flight to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil for a quick stopover, then off to Santiago, Chile. A country that spoke a different language, different culture and food, lengthy bus rides, cramped sleeping arrangements, and 10 games between 9 days brought the team closer than ever. The tour featured games against Italian and Spanish schools, as well as select teams and a pair of games against the Chilean national team. Ontario would compete well, finishing with a 6-4 record, with 2 losses coming to the Chilean national team. It was a successful trip full of irreplaceable life experiences and team building. When they returned home, there was no rest as the team departed on a tour against the Quebec provincial team, with stops in Kingston, Ottawa, and a pair of games in Sherbrooke. Taking 3 of the 4 games put them on the right foot heading into the Canada Games and closed out a wild month where they played 15 games in 23 days with over 25,000 kilometers of travel to close out the month. Their next destination was west, to Kamloops for the Canada Games. The 14th Canada Summer Games opening ceremony featured the Skyhawks parachuting down to the ground carrying the flags of the 12 provinces and territories. The team paraded past the Governor General and Prime Minister Kim Campbell before watching Silken Lawman light the flame. The pre-tournament tours had this Ontario team in peak performance as they cruised through pool play and into the semi-finals with straight set victories over the Northwest Territories, Saskatchewan, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and Quebec. Their lone hiccup of the tournament was in defeating Manitoba in the semi-finals. It was a show of a great team that pulled out a 3-1 victory and a lesson up to standard performance. They clearly got things sorted before the finals as they rolled over Alberta in straight sets. The final point was a display of great defense and quick offense.
Point, Chung serves deep. Young fakes and set for Sean Harlan. There's the hit. It's dug nicely to Chung, to Jeff White, the kill! Ontario wins the gold in 3 straight. All the emotions have been released for Coach Brenda Willis. It doesn't get much better than this.
The team finished with a 21-1 record overall of the games. Durden would win the Quest for Excellence Award for leadership and sportsmanship, and his team became the first Ontario men's team to win gold at the Canada Games. This was the end for this team, leaving as champions. Individual members went on to achieve further successes in volleyball with appearances in the NCAA, the national team, and the European Professional League scattered throughout this talented group of athletes. Darryl Reed would become the 3rd member of the team in a row to win the Ken Davies Award, following in the steps of his brother Dustin in 1991 and Durden in 1992. To cap it off, Willis and Preston would win Coaches of the Year awards for their efforts with the team. The OVA would like to add to their accolades and welcome them into the Hall of Fame in the team category as part of the class of 2024.